feel? How y'all feel? Put that up there. Live chats. Boom. Yo, yo, yo. What's up, my people? We back. We back. Roll call. Where y'all at? How y'all feeling? Everybody doing good? What's the word? Shout out California. Thank y'all for tuning in. Share the live, man. Vampire Strain. Yeah, so just to let everybody know, we're gonna get right into it. We're gonna wait till everybody get in here. Shout out Michigan, shout out Seattle. What the fuck? So as y'all can see, the laptop is my computer crashed. I got the whole setup, everything together. My computer crashed when I was supposed to be going live today. It's all good. We gonna keep it rolling. So let everybody know, thank y'all for all y'all support. Everybody who signed up for the Patreon, that helped out a lot. We was able to get a studio. We gonna start providing y'all what y'all looking for. What y'all looking for, man? Thank y'all for tuning in. As soon as we get to 40 likes, we'll put the phone number in. We're gonna get a live Q&A going. We're taking all questions. Keep everybody informed. On Monday about 10 p.m. you're gonna see the very first episode from my studio y'all helped us get. And yeah, it's going down. How everybody feeling? What's new? Checking in with my people. What y'all got going? See what we got going on here, man. All right. We getting it rolling. Hey Lauren, I see you. The Colony group chat. We back active on Monday. Hit me up. For Show TV, what's the word, brother? Shout out everybody in the UK, Australia, North Carolina, Florida, everywhere. All right, let's just jump right into it. So we're gonna get the Q&A going. Me and Maverick will be live again. Together on Tuesday. Shaq and Kobe will be back. The call-in number is up, it's active, it's rolling. I'm gonna keep my podcast appearances limited. I'm only talking about things important. I'm staying out of the whole YouTube, fake internet gangster world, all of the corny, lame topics. It's time to keep our people informed and get to what we gotta get to. I want to let everybody know, little Elijah Jr. has been retrieved. So when I'm not on live, I'm out on retrievals. I'm still working. I'm still taking care of business. So I thank y'all for sticking with your boy. I see all the messages asking me to go live. If I'm not going live, I'm out on retrievals. So thank y'all. Support is just so amazing. I'm able to now use the money from the Patreon, from the YouTube, to invest and get more better facilities. Y'all know I was just doing this on my phone. I was just doing it right off the phone. I got an iPad now. This all I'm able to get all of this stuff because of y'all. We invest everything directly right into the channel. We got Beverly Rhodes. Beverly Rhodes is coming off the Grid Network. She's gonna be dropping the show coming very soon. The promo will be up in the morning. Psychic Circle is coming. The podcast with myself and Aaron the Plumber is coming. All of these will be dropping here on Off the Grid Network for sure, for sure. We're gonna bring a lot of good content, a lot of nice activity. The world is changing ever so often right in front of us, and I promise God sent me to do a job. I will complete it. I will keep y'all up to date and informed. Thank you, Holla Girl. China looks as everyone is their enemy. They believe in misinformation and deception. They are the highest populated country on the planet, and they are not our friends. I pushed Pierce back a little bit because I got so much work here to do. I'm only one man. For me to stop reuniting families and go out there, I wasn't quite done here yet, but I will be there sometime in May. I'm waiting until we get closer to the Diddy trial before I officially go out there and go on Pierce Morgan. So yeah, everything's active, everything is rolling. So look, we're gonna take questions. This is a live Q&A session. I'm gonna take like 20 questions, and then I gotta get back outside. We're working on another retrieval, so we'll put the number in the group chat. I'll put the number in the chat again. Call in. Hold on, is that the right number? Let me double check that. I don't know if that's the right number. Let me confirm. Diddy definitely tried to delay the trial. Stupid man. Yes, the live call-in number is active. I'm waiting on all calls, taking all questions. There's so many zest monsters because I'm a way to answer that. I don't know who Daniel Caesar or Frank Ocean is. Miss you too, Kim. That's what I'm doing my own thing. My official podcast, Off the Grid, will be live from our new studio Monday. Thumbnail will go up Sunday night. Everybody will be prepared and aware. And as soon as we get the 40 likes, well, look, we ain't gonna worry about that. The live call-in number is active. Call in. I'm waiting on y'all, man. Let's get to it. Q&A day. Cats. I'm doing a live. I'm on live right now. I'm calling you so get off. Wait, I need to holler at you real quick, 2 seconds. All right. So look, bro, I knew this shit was gonna change my life. You hear me? Hold on. We can't say that shit. I'm on live camera right now. Bruh, shit just shifted. Look, my grandma died at 8:30, bro. Damn. Oh no. Okay. So look. Last week we was all over there. My family came in from VA. Everybody there. I ain't been getting twisted because you know how I get when I get twisted. Right. And I was on a glue lady. You hear me? That's just crazy. Right. I be trying to be in my mind, bro, you know what I be on. Yep. Out of here, different planet. So the whole family up here, I'm crying. Like, she good. I saw it coming, bro. I smell it. Yeah. I don't know the feeling, bro. I'm touching it a different way, you hear me? Yep. Youngest of 6. Bro, I knew it was coming. Hey, listen. Stay locked in. They all crying now, though. You a lot different than everybody. Those are my prayers, bro. Call Dugas phone right now. I called him. Y'all niggas blocking my number, man. It's up when I see you niggas, man. We filming. You heard me? This ain't loose. Look, I'm all the Jews on there like, hey, man. Yo, this is my boy Flacco. Look, gang. Hey, y'all stay on my business, you heard? Right. You don't want that shit on here, man. Hey, tell Dugas to call me right now. I gotta talk to him, man. All right. I got you. Right. Man, my brother Flacco out of Cleveland going through some shit right now, man. We gotta get prayers up for Flacco. Yeah, I like Jesus. So look, every black man who makes a comment about Sauce Santana, you know, I understand that there is a very, very large homosexual spirit on the black male community because only black males say that. And you know, I documented it, and I got a person that's documenting every person and username who comments that, because y'all are Santana fans. I never heard of that person until I came on the internet. Uh, you know, the homosexual spirit that's overran, the down low homosexual spirit in the black male community is rampant. You know, I look nothing like Sauce Santana. We don't share any mannerisms or any commonalities. Y'all are his fans, though. You feel me? Um, all respect to Sauce Santana, but like all of the guys who make that comment, you know, Zest Monster, and you know, I want you to know that I have people documenting all of this. I'm gonna make a presentation about all of y'all very soon, very soon. So just keep that in mind, because I'm not doing. You know that. Y'all know that. But y'all fear me, and y'all know you can never match me on any level. So this is how it's going. You know, I don't get offended or really care because it's a Zest apocalypse. You know, I was sent here to clean this up. And it's plain and simple, bro. You know, I've never been disrespected out in public. I take pictures every day, all day. No one disrespects me or plays with me. You know, but you know, black men are haters, most of them. A large group are cool, but the most of them are zesty weirdos. And I make y'all uncomfortable. And I pick on y'all idols. I bully everybody y'all look up to, and that makes you uncomfortable. You feel me? It is what it is. I'm still gonna continue to dominate. You feel me? Shout out to Jared. Jared up smoking shit right now. If you have a question, call into the number. Those girls went into the upper atmosphere. So here's the thing: if you look up Red Bull space balloon, you'll see that there have been plenty companies that you can pay. They'll take you to the upper atmosphere, and you know, they went into the upper atmosphere, not into deep space or into actual orbit. They went into upper atmosphere. Shout out to Bezos and SpaceX. We got a call coming in. Off the Grid Podcast. What is your name? What is your question?
Yo, big homie, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Just put this in your repertoire just for more wisdom, because you're a very wise black man.
Yes, sir. I'm writing it down right now.
And, you know, we thank God for you spreading the word.
Thank you, brother. Appreciate that.
Just put this in your the vault, you know, all your information. I don't know what this crazy stuff is, but we got pastors sleeping with their cousins and starting churches, like the singer Kiki Wyatt.
Right.
You can look that up. Just want you to put that in your repertoire. That's the famous singer.
Yeah, I'm very familiar.
And I know her personally.
Oh, okay. I got your number too. I'm staying in contact.
And so you keep that information anytime you want to break out with it and you talk about views.
So are you saying Kiki Wyatt's pastor has an incestuous relationship?
Kiki Wyatt was dating her cousin. Her cousin, his name was Larry.
Right. Her cousin's name is Larry what?
Her cousin's name was Larry Weathers. And there's a video out there. It's got 200,000 views. Zachariah David.
Zachariah David,
So when
200K.
you type that in YouTube, it's gonna pop up. And this singer was dating her cousin, started the church, started living with her own cousin, and started the church. So when you talking about some demonic stuff going on, bro.
For sure. Incest is definitely demonic.
For sure. And then start a church though.
Yeah.
With the cousin you sleeping with.
Crazy work. It's a zest apocalypse. Crazy work.
Yes, sir. So I'm right on board. Just gave you some very good information that could get you a lot of, views on that and stuff like that. That information is put that in your little ball.
Thank you for that, brother. Thank you.
I'm watching you though with all the pyramid stuff and all. You right on point.
Yes,
God
sir.
Bless you,
Blessing to you, bro. Thanks for calling in. We locked in.
for sure.
All right. So we got to look into Kiki Wyatt, Larry Weathers, Zachariah David, incestuous relationships with pastors starting churches. This is what this is all about. This is why Off the Grid exists, so we can police ourselves, keep everyone informed, stand on business, fight evil, protect women and kids. Let me see protect women and kids in the comments, please. Please, let me see y'all put that in there. Another call coming in. Off the Grid podcast. What's your name? What's your question?
My name Quinn, man. Hey, my question is, man, I want to ask you about the Big U situation. What you think about that, bro?
First and foremost, I don't want to see no black men in jail away from their families, but we must be held accountable for our actions. For some reason, gang culture believes in oppression of their own community, and in this situation, it backfired on Big U. What happened was, once the feds started to investigate, people like WAC 100, who are cooperators, and people like Loose Cannon, they went on no jumper, and they implicated Big U in several series of crimes. All of those crimes that they implicated him in are listed in the paperwork. Agent 22 is also in cahoots. He's also an operative. And the whole point of the platform is to infect and cause destruction and confusion and put false ideologies into our community. And that's what we're watching right now. Big U was allegedly extorting even the street vendors, the corn men. Apparently he had prostitutes, firearms. When it boils down to it, bro, us as a people, we have to get away from these mythical street rules and street laws that are put in effect, because, bro, ain't nobody getting 150 kilos. The drug game is highly changed. Things are different. When it comes down to it, Big U he had 1 foot in the street and 1 foot in the activism philanthropy role. His presence will definitely be missed in this community, but at the same time, he could have went legit. Point blank, period. Us as black men, we have to become actual true leaders and operate with a solid moral compass, because if we do such, they can't backdoor and come lock us up. You feel me?
Right.
Yes,
so
sir.
Basically, the guy WAC 100 just shed light on the situation and that made it worse.
Yeah, so if you pay attention to this guy, WAC 100 was the only person who knew Big E was under federal investigation.
Right.
He was the only person who knew that, like, when the guy 4Extras got locked up again in Hood Day, he makes a video warning him about the feds watching him, and they're gonna lock him up again. Don't go to the Hood Day. He goes to the Hood Day, he gets locked up. So when it comes to WAC 100, I had just got a brand new phone. I only had the phone for 3 days, and magically this guy calls my phone. He had my number. How's that possible? I got several people who said all of a sudden WAC called them out of nowhere. WAC shows up to their location out of nowhere, and he plays dumb. WAC 100 is listed as a victim in the Big U indictment. So we got to keep those things in mind. The guy's a chaos agent. He's a COINTELPRO agent. He's a person he was paid to try to discredit me, and he wasn't successful. We win again. People like yourself, everybody in the chat, that's why we winning right now. We would not stop, bro, for sure.
That's right. Yeah, I just wanted to know, what was your thoughts on it, because, I'm from Minneapolis, and Big U had been here in Minneapolis and St. Paul before, back in his earlier years. So I just wanted to get, your view on that.
Yeah, bro, for sure, bro. Thanks for calling in. I appreciate you.
Okay.
Be safe, brother.
Go.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do a Q&A every day. Even if I'm not live from the studio, or even if it's just not me and Maverick, I'm gonna do a live every day. When it comes to Vlad, Vlad told somebody he didn't want to book me for an interview because my story didn't check out. Cam Capone informed me that several people have come to him telling him not to interview me no more. Loose Cannon, Whack 100, OG pulled up. Whack 100 told he's spreading blatant lies. I never said I worked for Busta Rhymes. And when I seen him, he said to me, "We know Busta gay, but you can't be saying that. Calm down. CC is just for content." So when it boils down to it, bro, the fact that they know I combat human trafficking and I protect women and kids, and they knew that I was coming after a human trafficking ring associated with No Jumper, the fact that the celebrities who I threw under the bus, they know they can't face us in the street. They have to take different roles. The guy Wack paid the dude Coffee to come on there and lie. We pressed Coffee. He said the video of him on Real Life was AI. If you look on my page, if you look on the Real Life Street Stars Instagram, the receipts is being posted. Whack 100 is a straight dork. Loose Cannon. The guys on there saying Big CC is the truth. I tell everybody that. Yeah, they all bowed down and was defeated. They talked a lot, but when they saw me, they didn't want to do anything because they knew graveyard circumstances was going to come with that. Absolutely. Absolutely. Shout out to everybody sipping Kool-Aid. Straight up and down like that. Protect women and kids. Off the Grid podcast, Coach for Show, the play caller. How you feeling, brother?
What's up, my boy?
What's the word? What's the word? You got a question for the people today?
Oh man, I'm just calling in, man. You always support me, man. I just want to call in and support you one time, man.
Yeah. So me and you, we cut from a different cloth, and I want to commend you because I know it's frustrating sometimes operating in the content creation space, dealing with these weirdo YouTubers. But bro, the honor and loyalty that you show to Dugar and myself, you never alone, bro. When it comes to you, we gonna always stand on that business, as you know already. You feel me?
Yes, sir. I just want to say to the people, man, everything BH say they gonna do, they do it.
Stand on that. For sure. Make sure y'all tune in to For Show TV. Getting ready to drop the episode with me and 607 Unc. We working.
Yeah, that's dropping tomorrow at 12 o'clock. No, 3 o'clock.
Throw it in the chat.
No, okay. Yeah, okay. I got it.
I bet.
One more thing.
What's up?
Get out of here, man. Saturday, 8:30 on For Show TV. Y'all will see the new Double G sweatsuits.
Double G sweatsuits dropping, all black. Get ready. Shout out For Show TV. So put all of this information in the chat for sure.
All right, bro.
When I get off here, I'm going to call you, bro. Salute to you, brother.
You too, bro.
Yes, sir. Yeah, so I'm going to do a live Q&A every day. If it's not the official Off the Grid podcast, I'm going to come on here every day and do Q&A with everybody. Everybody can call in and chop it up with me. I'm going to take a month off of retrievals just so I can stay consistent with the show, keep building the network up, and we're going to keep on grinding until we get all the way to 100K. 607 Unc is... Look, I'm going to say this about 607 Unc. Is he crazy? Yes. Is he unorthodox? Yes. But I will say this. He does have some type of spiritual abilities, man, because me and Dugar experienced this. Like, he walked up to us, and he responded to things we was thinking about. He responded to things that me and bro only spoke about to each other. I don't know how he could do that, but he did that. We was at his spot, and he had his back to me, and he was on the phone, and when I came out the back, he said, "BH, who was this?" There's no way he could have known that was me. You feel me? So I got a lot greater respect for him after that once I saw and spent time with him that his spiritual abilities are definitely, in fact, real. As crazy as he is real, for sure. That's a fact. That is a fact. We had a missed call. Here we go.
Please leave your message for...
Goulet, Goulet, Goulet. The Goulet is on deck. You know, you know. Shout out to Spain. Rick Ross is 5'11", 200 and something pounds. I'm 6'6". I'm well over 300. I'm a lot bigger than him, a lot taller than him, a lot more dangerous than him. But you know, you compare me to a guy that is a certified millionaire and successful. So I mean, is that like supposed to be a disrespectful comment? You a man on here thinking about other men. Get your life together, zest monster, zesty ass little boy. Shout out Portland. I love Portland. Yeah, so there's definitely an active propaganda campaign to promote homosexuality in our community to further divide our families. They tricked a lot of the women in our community to be attracted to very feminine men. So and that led to a crisis in our community. We're gonna put an end to that. Thank you, Queen. Thank you, Queen. Live call-in show. I'm gonna put the number back in the chat. When I come to Portland, I go to I hang out at District. I like District. I'll be at the casino, Gula. You feel me? I got shout out my people in Portland, probably Portland. I got a nice infrastructure out there. There's a black moon on Saturn, which is actually a satellite. And there's also extraterrestrials that exist on Saturn, and there are craft that build the rings, the ice rings around Saturn. So keep that in mind. Adrian Alexander, you are a Saucy Santana fan, and the homosexual spirit in you is taking over your body. I'm going to pray for you because, you know, you boys is just weirdos. I never heard of Sauce Santana until I came on the internet. And the only people who ever mentioned him to me is black dudes. Y'all gay as hell. Phone now. Oh, bro. Y'all ride around listening to Buddy. Phone now. On the guys. Goofy as hell. Lame ass niggas. Off the Grid Podcast. What's your name? What's your question?
My name is Josie, and I don't have a question. I'm just watching you live, and I just wanted to comment.
Okay, Josie, thank you for calling.
All right, now. So I just wanted to say, as far as this whole Saucy Santana and this church that has this, you know, whatever is going on with the pastor.
Right.
I think I'm a spiritual person, Bighomiecc. I think that everything is, you should look at it in the spiritual realm, right? And, you know, Jezebel, you know, that's one of the evilest persons in the Bible, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. So when she was doing her voodoo and having all these orgies and seducing all these men, killing all these people to put the Jezebel spirit out there in the world, which is lust. Right?
Yes.
So everything now, you think that everything is about lust. You have all this homosexual, all this pedophilia and everything because of the spirit of lust is running rampant out here in the world. And I think it's just being fed.
Absolutely, Queen. Absolutely. So, you know, to expound on what you're really saying is the lust that they're putting on people is to create hedonism. Hedonism is where you got whole societies based on lust. So you are 100% right. The hedonism that's being applied and is creating all these broken homes, children without adequate protection and education is a direct result of that. You're 100% right, Queen.
Well, thank you for taking my call. I appreciate you coming on live. I think if I can just say, can you just you can't just reel us in and then you're not being consistent, giving us daily content. Come on.
Right. So what ended up happening was I still go on active retrievals. So yesterday I was able to bring a young man home. His father's name Elijah. He's Elijah Jr. His middle name is Shakesh. He was missing. He was with a cult. I was able to contact his mother. We went out into the field. We took a long time. We found him and reunited him with his family. So I'm gonna take 2 months off of retrievals, and I'm going to be going live. Yeah, I'm gonna big my channel up. I got several new shows gonna drop. I'm not gonna let you down, Queen. I got you, Josie.
You know, I've been following you and watching you for a while. Even when that lady you was over there with those I don't know, over on Sam Atwood, and when the other lady came in, that was a seriously deep content right there. That was very deep. And I just want to say that I don't think you should worry about all these content creators that are coming for you. I think you should just stay focused on what you got going on.
Yes.
Ride your lane out.
Yes.
And just do you.
You're 100% right. I'm gonna listen to you, and it's crazy you said that because the lady you're speaking about is named Beverly Rhodes. And Beverly Rhodes, I just reached an agreement with her. Beverly is going to be dropping her show, The Psychic Circle, right here on Off the Grid. So thank you for your support. Thank you for your kind words and your advice. I'm going to heed your advice. You got good wisdom. Thank you, Josie.
Thanks for being there. I appreciate it.
All right, Queen. Till next time. So look, tomorrow, so I'll speak about the situation with the priest on Monday when we go live from the studio on Off the Grid. You know, me and Dugar will be live in the studio. We'll expound upon that. We're going to talk about that for sure, for sure. I got you. I'm writing everything down. So, Lauren, you have to make sure that you go to the sex offender registry so you can vet and verify which ones that are documented in your community. Because if there's one sex offender, there's another. They all operate in groups. They work in cahoots. So keep that in mind. Still doing Q&A. The moon is a vehicle brought here. Astronauts said upon landing, the moon rang like a bell for hours. Keep that in mind. And Buddhist monks have literature from 12,000 years ago where the moon did not exist. They have documentation showing explosions on the moon and the arrival of the moon. They say a dragon with flames drugged the moon into its position. So keep those things in mind. As human beings, we must trust what our ancestors and our elders tell us because they didn't invent things much. They spoke on what they saw because how could they invent things if they never seen it before? Keep that in mind. Share the live, spread the word. The good guys is active. We working. Call in. We taking all questions. Shout out to Josie. Shout out to Quentin. Josie just called in, giving straight game. Beverly Rhodes is not a Illuminati handler. Beverly Rhodes did work for CIA, yes, but let me tell you something. When we go out on retrievals, Beverly Rhodes has gave us exact locations to go bring people home. Beverly Rhodes has been a guiding light to myself and my team. So we're going to expound on these topics, but I see a lot of slander toward Beverly and accusations that are completely without basis. Fact of the matter is, Beverly has been an invaluable asset to the Protect Women and Kids crusade that Dugar and myself and the rest of the team have stand upon, and we make sure we facilitate this daily on a daily basis. So what we're not going to do is make misinformed questions and state fake opinions as facts. So let's make that very clear. What you want, Dugar?
Shit, man. Working. Hard work never stops.
The Zest Monsters is on alert. They in the chat. I need all my shooters to get on every Zest Monster. We making these boys so upset they coming to find us when we going live. Ah, oh no.
Kool-Aid.
Where y'all Kool-Aid at? Uh-oh, we got a call coming in. We got a call. They calling in. Phone now. Off the Grid Podcast. What's your name? What's your question?
My name is Liz, and I actually have a comment and a question.
Your name is Liz?
Liz.
What's your last name, Liz?
Salvatore?
Huh?
Salvatore?
Nice meeting you, Liz. What's your question, Queen?
Okay. First, I just wanted to make one small comment.
All right.
I really appreciate you rebranding the letter to SOB because I personally prefer standing on business.
Yes.
The original one.
Yes. Hold on 1 second. We still here, Liz. Go ahead.
If simulation theory is real, does anything matter at all?
Yes. Simulation theory being proven as a fact does not mean that our life and our experience here does not matter, because there is a life after this. It's proven facts that the afterlife takes place in a second dimension. This is why what your beliefs and what you believe in are very, very important, because what you believe is what's going to take you after you are deceased. If you aren't completely locked in with your beliefs, you get stuck in the ether. You get stuck in the in-between. So when you see people take their Tesla to the graveyard and they pick up biometrics from human beings you can't see, those are people who are not completely locked in on their beliefs, so they're stuck in the in-between. The life experience is something that is special. It is a gift. We don't have to have it. If it didn't mean anything, it wouldn't exist in the first place, because according to mathematics and science, time is linear. So everything is taking place at the same exact time. And it's also a proven fact that this is not base reality. Also, another proven fact is that there are things that we cannot see, because humans can only see 4% of what's in front of them. If our life experience didn't matter, why is it that when you find out plants have consciousness and they communicate with each other, when you cut down a tree, they give off a frequency of distress? You cut down plants, they give off a frequency of distress. The problem is, 100,000 years ago, something happened and somebody intervened and they upgraded Homo sapiens sapien. Once they upgraded us, Homo sapiens sapien, we were able to outcompete the Denisovans and the Neanderthal. Somebody gave us more abilities, cognitive abilities, to be able to outcompete those races of people who are much larger than us and are much more dangerous than us. If this life did not exist, what does that mean? That means we will all wake up and see black. The life experience is very special. It's something that should be cherished. Simulation theory, up until this point, is a theory, because Professor Jim Gates finding error-correcting codes in equations that come with supersymmetry in quantum physics can only be proven true if the universe is actually proven to be supersymmetrical. So it's all just a theory at this point. Life is matter. Your life matters. Your experience matters. Your children's life matters. All the time. Thank you for calling in, Liz.
Thank you.
All right. Off the Grid Podcast. What's your name? What's your question?
Hi, my name's Gracia. I went on a thread the other day about conspiracy theories and stuff, and someone brought up the reason for the high homosexuality nowadays, from being reincarnated so many times as a female, and then coming back as a male. I just wanted to know what you think about that.
Here's the thing. The reason that the homosexual propaganda is being forced is because there's a group of people on this earth that want to keep the human population small. They want to shrink the human population down due to the fact that in the grand scheme of things, us as a species, we aren't as special as we think we are, because there's a lot of documentation and information that shows that this planet is a laboratory, and humans are often harvested and farmed and being surveilled and watched by different species. CIA documents reveal that there's a galactic federation that exists, and in order for human beings to be able to break away from the monotony and come and join them, we all have to be able to raise our consciousness and be able to move with a hive mind. Without that, we'll continue to repeat the cycles of destruction. If you pay attention, there were recent earthquakes that took place in certain countries, and those earthquakes showed structures that were buried under the ground. On the bottom of our ocean, there are different civilizations that succumbed to the flood. In all biblical literature, they all share one thing in common: the flood story. Now, when it comes down to it, we've seen in China that they're building ghost cities. People making YouTubes out of it. They're trying to say that they're misinvesting their funds. No. They're building all of these cities because in certain areas on the map, there will be cataclysms, there will be floods. Throughout history, there have been very powerful earthquakes and volcanoes erupting. If you study through history, there was a period in time where for 10 years, the sun did not shine. The sun was not shining in this literature I believe it was sometime in the 1400s. The sun wasn't shining because of an earthquake. Because of a volcanic eruption. The ash went into the atmosphere and blocked out the sun. Certain parts of the world, trees died, forests collapsed, etc., etc. So when it comes down to it, we got to pay attention to the signs. Now, I'm going to end it off with this. If you wanted to control the population, you make sure that the ones who can carry life are always oppressed. Women are the only species on the planet that can carry human life and recreate human life. Biblical literature tells us that the Virgin Mary gave birth to Jesus. The Catholic prayer goes by, Holy Mary, Mother of God, pray for us sinners now and to the hour of our death. Amen. But in every religious book, no one can show me a quote from a woman in any of them. Keep this in mind. It's no coincidence that it was legal to beat your wife. Women could not vote in this country until the 60s. In several countries across the world, women do not have any rights to education, or can they drive. Now, women empowerment was very important because without that, awareness to these topics would not have been spread. Keep this in mind. Throughout history, men have been proven to be the best group of liars you've ever seen. 1501, King James and 47 other clergymen removed several books out of the Bible. 2 Peter gives you instructions on how to be a good slave. Everything that we see in front of us is not facts. That's why here at Off the Grid, we're going to keep everybody informed. Thank you for calling in, Gresham. Until next time.
Duga!
We got Big Duga in the room, fresh off a retrieval. We back. Little Elijah has been brought back to his family. The guys is here. You know what's going on. Keep calling in. We're taking all questions.
Protect women and children. Y'all know that.
Your show. I keep seeing this thing where people are saying that black people were the indigenous population in this country. And here's my thing with this. I understand how that can have grounds and basis to it. Every indigenous populace on the planet, all uncontacted tribes are brown, black-skinned people, correct? That is correct. Do I believe there were some small groups here? Yes. But there is factual evidence to show that African kings sold prisoners of war from villages that they conquered to colonizers, and they did bring them here. The slave trade did exist. Are all black people here on this plane from the slave trade? No, but the majority of them are. DNA testing does not lie. If some of us go get their DNA test, like mine came back from Nigeria, those was it the East Coast, the West Africa, I believe. Yeah, those West African kings definitely sold slaves. That's a fact. This is why I'm harsh on black dudes, because if the Bible was geographically correct, that means black dudes killed the Son of God. The first slaves who touched on this country was sold by other black men. Keep that in mind. There are stories of slave traders who were of African descent getting caught up in the slave trade by being misrepresented, getting free, and going back to be a slave trader. Every Wednesday in Mauritania, there is a slave auction that goes on. Slavery was not banned in Mauritania until the 1980s. Keep that in mind. Right now in Libya, there are several groups of Arabs who operate in the slave trade. Facts. It's going down. Phone them grave. I'm going to put the live call-in number back in the chat. Call in. Every day I'm going to come on here doing a Q&A. Here we go. Off the Grid Podcast. What's your name? What's your question?
And if there's going to be an EMP attack or anything like that in the U.S., what should be the first thing that we should do?
You definitely want to have a generator. You definitely want to be able to have your skills refreshed about being able to forage, be able to hunt, be able to operate without all of these technological devices that we take for granted. Point blank period. These what I'm going to tell you is 100% facts. All of the components in all of our electronics are manufactured in China. There are several very expensive large transformers that are used in nuclear reactors and power plants. Some of these nuclear reactors and power plants that use these transformers are being removed because the Chinese manufacturers created a back door through software so that they can remotely activate them and turn them off. If there is a war with China, our power grid will be deactivated. This is why Donald Trump is doing everything he can to prevent these wars. You see him call off the strike on Iran. You've seen him try to have diplomatic plans and conversations with the dictator over there in China. The deep state Democrats greatly weakened our national security. You can look this up. Chinese hackers that came illegally through the border took down Verizon cell towers, T-Mobile cell towers. They had illegal Chinese police stations operating here in the country. Entire floors of buildings and high-rises in New York were all being used by Chinese hackers. Peep this. You already have the access to cut off their power supply, and you own the majority of their farmland. 90% of pork is processed by one company and is Chinese owned. They have been systematically positioning themselves for a war with the United States of America. China has a plan. By the year 2050, they plan to be the world's #1 superpower. They have poured more concrete and more staging areas in the continent of Africa, larger than the entire size of the United States of America. Whether we like it or not, war with China is coming. Our power grid will be taken down. The colony.life website will be back up on Monday. I'm going to lower the price to join Colony. We about to...
Can you send me that?
Yeah, I'll send that to you. But yeah, our power grid will go down. There's no way around that. Thanks for calling in, bro.
All right, thank you.
Sir. He's on fire! It's not going to happen on 420. It's going down right now, man. Make sure y'all stay in tune, share the live. This information you hearing me say, screen recorded. Make sure you telling the people what's going on. Keep your people informed. This work with this. I'm only one guy, man. I wear a lot of different hats. It's a lot of pressure on me daily. I'm working as hard as I can. I'm very passionate about going out in the field and helping people. But I'm going to take a break from that for a little while because I have to spend more time here, because this is the only place where we can all work together. And thanks to y'all. Thank y'all for subscribing to the Patreon. The Patreon Off the Grid podcast is doing good numbers. Because of everyone subscribing, we have been able to get a physical studio. We're going to be able to do a lot of good things together. Thank y'all. I'm going to put the call-in number in the group chat again. So to my people in Canada, there are a lot of people, a lot of lawmakers and people of power in your country that came here to testify in front of Congress to make Canada the 52nd state. In order for Canada to survive and thrive, it's probably the best bet to be a 52nd state, due to the fact that if there is an attack, if there's a war with China, their ally is Russia. The closest way to get to America is going to be through Alaska, through Canada, through Canada. China will go through Canada. We'll see destruction on that country for sure. So make sure you vote and make sure you spread the word so y'all can be the 52nd state for sure. We actually got a chef. Shout out Lando. We got a chef here. I'm going to reach out to Jaguar very soon. I've just been very busy working. You know, it's hard for me. I'm only one guy, man. You know, Jaguar, busy lady too. But, you know, I really don't like the internet. You know, I don't like all of the lame shit that goes on. You feel me? But, you know, I'm going to stay dedicated. I'm going to stay dedicated. Yo, I need the mods to put the number in the chat, spread it around. We're still taking calls. My brother Jared Hooks, what's the word, God?
Yeah, what's going on with you, God?
Man, doing good, man. It's working.
Hey, shout out to Duke God, he in the background too, man. What up, big bro?
He just stepped out.
Question two, I want to know if you had any insight on the black nobility.
The black nobility here or in another country?
It's like, man, shout out B. Dale, man. He speaks a lot about them, but the black nobility is basically what I know, like the hidden hand kind of behind all of this. They supposedly they black people, you know what I'm saying, that pretty much gave permission to white folks, the colonizers, you know what I'm saying?
Not true.
To do all these destructive things. But the black nobility is like the, to what I know, the fall of the angels. You know what I mean? Those are the ones that was kicked, Zeus and all of those different names that was kicked out of heaven that created all of this chaos.
Right. Okay. So I'm not familiar with B. Dale, but I'll do my research. I'll just say this. Very good, insightful question. That's why I love Jared, man. Deep thinker, my brother. And he's definitely been our cameraman on retrievals before. So I'll say this. I'm not familiar with the term of the black nobility, but here's the thing. We are not the majority when it comes to being in power. And for them to give permission to something, they would have to be one single tribe. And us as a people are separated through several different tribes. I do know that the slave trade was initiated by those black kings who sold prisoners of war to little nations that they conquered in tribalistic battles. I will leave you with that.
Okay. Yeah, bro. I think the black nobility is definitely something a lot of people should look more into. Again, B. Dale talks about it a lot. B. Dale 1014 on YouTube, and man, it make a lot of sense to me because it kind of traces back to a lot of ancient knowledge. So it make a lot of sense when you start talking about symbolism and all this stuff that we going through. But appreciate you, big bro.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. You know, I do believe that there are humans on different planets. I do believe that at one time the black human was the dominant species on the planet, and somehow, either through natural disaster or personal inter battles between each other, they managed to destroy themselves and fracture off into different sects. So I will say that for sure. We coming up here on an hour. I'm gonna take a few more questions. Anybody want to call in? Thank you for the super chat. 10 big ones. 4 now. Who did that? Can you expound on Sasquatch? Who do you think they are, what they are, and where they fit in with the conspiracy? Great question. So if you subscribe to our Patreon Off the Grid podcast and become a paid member, I put some very exclusive information in there about Sasquatch. Here's the thing. There are stories of a bipedal, hairy hominid on every continent on the planet. They can walk in between dimensions. They can change their shape. Some of them can disappear in front of your face. There is documentation and videos of them carrying deer carcasses. There are stories from every Native American tribe having interactions with them as well. They used to work hand in hand and live alongside our civilization. They are a people, a race of people just like us. Some of them are good, some of them are criminals. Sasquatch is not an animal, it's a person, it's a being, it's a species that definitely exists. And tomorrow when I go live again, I'll have all of this fixed. I'll have all of this fixed right here, so I'll be able to show things on the screen. I'll make a very nice presentation. But the fact of the matter is, there is thousands of footprints that have been casted, handprints. There's thousands of hours of footage and pictures. And here's the thing. You know you're looking at authentic Sasquatch footage when you look at certain ratios. The human being's arms are 10% smaller than their legs. We do not have arms as long as our legs. True Sasquatch footage is going to show a creature whose arms and its gait are something that human beings simply cannot replicate, even if you're wearing a suit. Even if you're wearing a big monkey suit, certain things are going to be shown through careful analysis to show that this is a guy in a suit. You cannot fake the gait in the Patterson-Gimlin footage. You cannot fake all of those footprints. Some of these footprints that they have castings of have dermal ridges. Dermal ridges are pretty much your fingerprints because your feet have the same prints on them. Dermal ridges exist. And there are hundreds of different casts of footprints where all of the dermal ridges are different. Point blank period. You know, I got more facts on dog men. You know, dog men, they exist. When I first got the call, big homie dog man is real. He's out there. You know, people have been sending me footprints. I received some very, very, very profound footage. Gave me a somber feeling to know that, you know, these creatures exist. They have family groups. They have children, females, males. Tomorrow, I'm going to have this footage up here for y'all to see it. The fact of the matter is, I studied anatomy freshman year, junior college. I'm very familiar with anatomy. There's just certain things that when you look at certain Sasquatch, Bigfoot footage, you can't replicate. You just can't replicate it with the human being. It's impossible. You know, there's footage of a creature running on Memorial Day across a field. This creature is running at over 25 miles an hour. Human beings just don't run that fast. So imagine a guy in a suit hiding out in the field, taking off running at 25 miles an hour. It's just not possible. It's 7 feet tall. You cannot do it. Tomorrow when I go live again, I'm going to show this. Point blank period. You know, we got to get our thought process into the line of, okay, it's been proven that we've been lied to. The masses have been misinformed. So when people put their personal reputation and careers at risk to inform us, we can't alienate them, point fingers, and crack jokes on them. We cannot do that. Just cannot do that. I'll say this. If Sasquatch does not exist, why is it that in British Columbia, Canada, it is illegal to hunt them? They are listed as an endangered species. Why is it that in Washington State, it is illegal to shoot Sasquatch? You can Google this information. How they fit into the conspiracy. Navajo Rangers said they believe that Sasquatch is connected to the UFO phenomenon somehow, and that they could also be visitors from someplace else. You know, I got friends in the military. They've conducted surveillance on them. They know about them. They say don't shoot them. How is it that a creature that's documented in all literature across the world, we had soldiers in Vietnam said they seen them. Keep that in mind. Born Majesty, profound question. Thank you for the super chat. Goes a long way. So look, right here on the hour. I thank y'all for calling in. I'll be right back live again tomorrow. This has been the Vampire Stream. Make sure you go subscribe to Off the Grid podcast, Off the Grid on Patreon. Thank y'all for tuning in. I love you all. I'll see you back here tomorrow. I'll be going live at midnight, my people. Big salute.